of shelter. Only 5 years ago, man learned to write.
What keeps me up at night is everything. Honestly, it's everything. It's how it's all going to shake out the next day.
Terramana is the tequila of the people.
How my babies are going to be in business.
It's time for India versus Pakistan.
This is the story of how I nearly started World War III by stealing Dwayne the Rock Johnson cardboard cutouts. It was just like any other ordinary day for me. I was on my way to the thrift store after school, and on the bus there, I got a glimpse of a cardboard cutout, one bearing the face of Dwayne the Rock Johnson. I thought nothing of it, I just brushed it off, because of course I did, it's just a cardboard cutout after all. But then its imagery just kept swirling around in my head. But anyways, I went into the thrift store, and I didn't find what I was looking for, but I did find this awesome wizard hat for only $1. Here's me with it on. I also got myself a slushie, disappointed that I couldn't find what I was trying to find.
What are you saying, future editing Preston?
I'm talking about how much of a dumb fucking ugly moron you are.
Cool.
On my way to the bus stop to go home, I saw him again. I got a good look at him this time. There was like this energy compelling me to get it. But of course I couldn't. I mean, I'd have to steal it, and stealing's illegal and bad. And after all, it's in broad daylight and there's so many people around, I would have to concoct a plan. So that's exactly what I did. As soon as I got home, I started thinking of a disguise and concocting a master plan to get it. I had a few hours to wait until it was nighttime, the perfect time to strike, so plenty of time to create the ultimate disguise. Originally, I planned going out in the mustache titled The Scoundrel, but because this is a more refined heist, I decided on the mustache called Rogue. After that, I grabbed the perfect outfit, grabbed a walking stick, and I was on the run. I left my house at 5 to walk to Sandgate. The plan was finally in motion. I looked terrified. Needless to say, I was ready. The heist was in motion. On my way there, I got plenty of weird looks from people. Side eyes from old women and men, and they always think that I don't notice them when they're staring at me, which gives me the opportunity to just at any given moment stare back at them like this. Of course I don't, because they're just curious like anyone, and I just hate freaking people out. You know me, I don't do that. I finally arrived in Sandgate, and there was a bit of a roadblock in my plan. The cashier had a direct line of sight to Dwayne the Rock Johnson. Fuck! I thought to myself. After circling around the area, probably arousing more suspicion than I should have, I decided I was just gonna sit in front of the bench that was positioned right in front of Dwayne. He was just like taunting me, man. He was right in front of me, and I was so scared. I waited for the perfect moment where nobody was around there to buy alcohol, and the man wasn't there. He had turned his back, and then my heart was beating. It was racing. And then he gets out of his cashier place, he turns around, and I don't grab Dwayne. I didn't get him. I really wanted to, but my heart was beating so fast, I just kind of froze up a bit when he turned away. It was all for nothing. So I walked home in shame. But then suddenly, Dwayne? Is that you? I thought to myself, and yes, it was. I was so happy, and so was he. We were finally united. And then we danced, and we danced so happily, we danced. After that, I knew I had to introduce him to my family, and I knew that always goes a bit rocky, but I think it went very well.
Oh my god. You're gonna fix your shit out. That is so cool. Mom! Whoa! What the hell? No. My brother has this Dwayne the Rock Johnson cardboard cutout in my lounge room. He's jump scared me with it. What? He's holding tequila.
And when I woke up the next morning, I spent the whole day with him.
Together. I can't see me loving nobody but you for all my life. When you're with me, baby, the skies will be blue for all my life. Me and you and me. No matter how they toss the dice, it had to be. The only one for me is you, and you for me.
And then we laughed and had so much fun during the happy times of our lives. And then we cried and cried and cried and cried during the sad parts of our lives. But it didn't end there. You see, as happy and me and my cardboard cutout Dwayne the Rock Johnson were together, he still felt a bit lonely, I could tell. So I may or may not have gone and done the same exact thing a couple more times. But little did I know that this would have huge consequences. The government of Queensland, Australia viewed this as a terrorist attack. I was only able to secure 4 Dwayne the Rock cardboard cutouts before they started to take extra security measures. Before I knew it, they had security guards at every single bottle mart. I had to rethink my strategy if I wanted to continue with this. I had to make the perfect disguise again, and so I did.
Get down on the fucking ground! I'm a policeman! I will fuck your shit up, son!
That's right, a cop uniform. I disguised myself as one of them, and let's just say, they didn't suspect a thing.
In other news, this just in, breaking news, the notorious terrorist known for stealing cobra cutouts of Dwayne Johnson was caught red-handed on security camera footage. It appears he was trying to sneak past the newly signed security guards in order to continue his spree of property theft by disguising himself as one of their own. This attempt worked for just long enough for him to confuse the poor guards and run away with yet another Dwayne Johnson cutout in his hands. And on the same topic, a woman has spoken up and claims to have valuable information about this notorious terrorist. Let's hear from her.
Thank you for giving me the chance to talk on your show. See, I run a school called Autism Queensland. It's for retarded children, and one of the signs just said autism on it got stolen like a year and a half ago. So every single day, every single morning, I've been setting up my camera trying to catch the culprit of who did it, hoping that they would come and steal the other one. And then when they did, and I got the good look of their face on my camera, I went to the police and they didn't care. They shrugged me off. And now that it's a big thing, I can definitely say that with a crime so very similar, their faces too, it's the same guy. I know it is. It's the same guy.
Thank you, miss. We hope your efforts to take down this notorious terrorist do not prove futile. In other words, Kevin Hart has released his statement
But
about
of
the
course,
situation.
that was just some rando guy. I had nothing to do with that. Fuck.
After that news broadcast, a police sketch artist took it into their own hands to draw a depiction of what I looked like. The result was scarily accurate.
The Queensland Department of Justice has released these new sketches of...
I knew there was no more hiding from the government anymore. I didn't want to make Dwayne live in fear his entire life with me, so I did the only thing I could have. I walked up to the president myself, and I handed him the cardboard cut of Dwayne the Rock Johnson, the thing that started this all, before he could launch any nuclear missiles around the world. And then I was shot to death by a firing squad on site. Wait.